What's up, people from anywhere you're watching me right now? This is The Plug, and you know what it is? This is a show where we spotlight creatives because you know what? Creatives are the movers of this economy, whether you like it or yes. This is how I welcome you to this edition, and trust me, today is going to be lit because the talent I have with me, you guys, you can't even wait to meet him. So I like to describe this talent as Trinity, but not the Trinity, you know, as in God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Nah. This person is not just a music artist. This person is also a spoken word poet or a spoken word artist and a filmmaker. That is, filmmaker, spoken word artist, and a music artist. What is even better? All of this talent in one person. Are you even ready? Because it's about to go lit. Yeah, thank you for not going anywhere and sticking around. We are back now, and guess who I have with me? I have Crosswordz. You guys, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls.
It's crazy how I am the poet and the one with the words, and you're the one dropping gems.
Am I?
You're dropping lines.
Or you're just trying to pull my legs cross?
No, for real, you got it going. You should consider
somebody's
poetry.
blowing my trumpet. You guys were not telling me all of this. Now look.
So hi guys, my name is David Ikani. I also go by the stage name Crosswordz. I'm a spoken word artist, a poet, a musical artist, and a filmmaker, like she said. In filmmaking, I act, I make films, produce, direct, amongst other things.
Maybe you'll just come and sit here. I mean, I didn't even ask for all of that introduction, but he just went straight into it. And that's what I like about creatives. They know what to do every point in time. At every point in time, they know what to do. But, you know, I have this tradition. I like to knuckle or shake.
Knuckle.
Hey, my G.
Always.
Okay, so let's just go right into it. Where did all of this start from? Music, spoken word, and filmmaking.
I think this is one of the hardest questions to ask any creative.
How did you start?
Because I feel like it's something that's inherent in every single one of us. It just takes a level of discovery and godlikeness that hits you to realize that you are worth the salt of what you're doing. And that's when you fully enter into it. But I feel like it's always there in every single one of us who decide. Wait,
now you're saying it's always there, like all of us, everybody.
Not really. No, I don't think it's everybody, but I feel like creativity is a part, it's who God is. God literally created us in his image.
He's the greatest creator.
Every element of himself in us. So I feel like everybody has that in them. But then when it comes to creativity, when it comes to art, I think it's specific to people who are born to be artists or who learn to be artists. And then for me personally, I think it started off as a kid. I mean, I am a pastor's kid.
Oh.
So I grew up in the church around music. I played drums in church. I used to act in church, all of those things. So yeah, it's like the traditional story of growing up in the church, making music and being around these things. But then I feel like it became official and more of a career for me sometime around 2018, 2019, just before I left the university. It became really a career for me.
Okay, so you spoke about church. Were you in the choir too?
Yeah, of course. Church, the choir leader, youth choir leader.
Because I know it's always from there. Everybody who goes into music, most time their background is, I'm a choir boy. I used to sing in the choir.
Yeah, it started there for me.
And I feel like you sing all the parts.
I'm not that good of a singer, funny enough.
No, not after what I listened to. Cross, don't dare. Okay.
I think I do.
He's good.
I do.
He's
good.
I
think I can sing all the parts. Yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You spoke about graduating from school.
Okay.
Which school did you graduate from?
Kogi State University, Aingba, Kogi State, Nigeria.
And you're repping very well. I'm very sure your VC and everybody who was around when you were in school will be very proud of you now.
I barely went to class. Actually,
so this one of those persons who
used to go to class.
Identified as.
It's by God's grace that I graduated. Identified as Osamo there, man. Those four Edo boys, that was literally me. I was terrorizing school. I was barely in class. You would find me at shows, in the studio, working on music, somewhere else, but barely in class. I won't lie.
But you still graduated, and
Yes, by God's grace.
and you studied physics. So now
Yeah.
I'm wondering, was it the sound wave? How's it called again? I'm not a science student, forgive me. But what's that thing in physics? How does that relate to
It's-
what you're doing now?
it's
The
called
sound wave,
waveforms.
waveforms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
But
Was it from
I don't
there
think
too?
physics had any contribution to my making music, to be honest. I don't think it
Okay.
had any contribution. I feel like I was always a good science student. I was really good at
Science
mathematics and stuff like that.
students.
And what does that mean? And then my dad kind of like pushed me and tilted me towards studying medicine, but instead I was shifted. You know, Nigerian schooling education. Instead of you to get something like microbiology as even close to medicine, they would just fling you. So I was in physics, and I chose to go to school because I didn't want to be at home. I just wanted to go straight into the things I wanted to do, and it just kicked off from there. I don't think my course that I studied in school had any real influence. Yeah, in
Oh,
music.
okay, that's impressive.
Yeah.
How are your parents taking it now that you moved from not just being a science student? I mean, you did not just move.
Yeah.
You ran.
I left.
This is literally flying
I
away
fled.
from what they expected. How are you taking it?
Well, my mom is a big supporter of my craft. She's always been. I mean, the first song I ever recorded, my mom paid for the studio session.
Oh.
So yeah, my mom
Can we
is a
shout
big,
out to her?
Yeah, shout out to Mrs.
mommy.
Fumila
Yeah.
Ekani. So she's a big supporter of my music, and my dad is too, but my dad doesn't really care. He's just there like, I did with you.
Yeah, but just do your thing.
Lately, I think over the last 2 years, I've had like some big wins that have made them really, really interested in what I do, because they've seen like, this thing, they bring money, they bring these good things your way and connections and all that.
Oh.
So yeah.
So I mean, the parents always want to see the results. Is
Yeah,
that
I
it?
think so. I think Nigerian parents really like to see results.
Okay, so shout out to Cross's mom.
Yes.
And we need parents like this.
Yeah, always.
We need parents like this. I mean, parents who give us a thumbs up and just tell us, keep going. I want my mom to pay for a CD session, but I know my voice is whack.
When you're in the studio, you want to
Exactly.
rap.
I know my voice is whack. So we are still talking music here.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering, how do you put all of this together? You are a poet, you're a filmmaker, and then you are a musician. How?
Well, at some point, I won't even lie. At some point, certain, like one of these things suffer. Maybe sometimes music suffers and poetry takes the forefront. Sometimes film takes the forefront. But I find a way to balance it out in terms of when I'm producing, when I'm making stuff, I find a way to infuse these things. For instance, there's a film I made 2 years ago. Toast is on YouTube. It was a Kiss Daniel sponsored film.
Oh.
And yeah, Kiss Daniel actually sponsored the film. And in the film, I was a narrator in the film and narrating the entire film with rap and poetry. And it was a film with all of this involved. So like I find a way to fuse this. Even my music videos, my poetry videos, they usually have strong elements of filmmaking, acting, drama, and all of that. So I find a way to just mix it up together and make it work.
You know, somebody was saying, just here, or somebody was just saying backstage to you that, are you sure you're not just doing all of this so that you just look for the one that will make you blow? So if you're blowing from the music, we know it's music. If it's poetry, we know it's poetry. If it's filmmaking. So that's not it for you. You're just doing everything together.
The sweet thing is, I like this question because I've been asked this question a number of times in my life. And I don't think I even care about blowing. Like, scratch that too. Wait, like scratch that. I want to blow. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to blow, but I don't, like that concept of boom. I don't think it's possible. I think, yes, it happens for some people, but I think if you really want to make art, you keep making it. Like, I feel like the right people find it eventually. Your niche grows, your community grows. You intentionally build it to a point where you have your community, you have your sustainable fan base. But in that blowing concept, I don't really believe in it, man.
Yeah, because I mean, there are lots of young people just think that, oh, I'm doing music and I just started. I just got inspiration because I saw Portable doing something with Skepta and I need to just jump on it. And then tomorrow I need to blow.
It doesn't happen that way.
It doesn't happen. So it's like a gradual process.
So
you have to crawl, then you walk.
Yeah.
And then you fly.
So for me, it's not about like blowing up from either music or poetry. I feel like even if, like, I mean, look at Idris Elba. Idris Elba has been rapping since 2003. Idris Elba has a song from 2003. And he's a filmmaker. He produces films, he directs films, he acts in films, he makes rap music. There are a lot of people like that. Snoop Dogg, uncle. Snoop Dogg literally does everything. Like Snoop Dogg has a clothing line, a cereal line. You understand? So I feel like you can do everything you want to as long as you have a clear vision as to what you want to do.
I think it's really just about defining your path, no matter how many these things are. Because sometimes people say, oh, you need to stay focused. If you want to do music, just do music. But Cross is telling us today, if you know what you're doing, you can win at all of them. Honestly.
I have won at all of them. So I feel like, you can.
Yo, so talking about winning, let's just do some of those things you've won at.
Okay. Oh, well, over time.
I know it's a lot, but
it's a lot. So let me just highlight a few. Last year, I won the poetry challenge for the Nigeria We Want, sponsored by Shea Tinubu, which somebody got like.
Yeah, I know. It ran into
millions. So that was a big deal. And also, I have won the Alit Fest, that's Abuja Literary Society Festival. I won last 2 years the Dorothy Injemanze Award, and also just a lot of awards here and there for music, poetry.
And all these names you've mentioned are big names, so like big names. You spoke about money. Where's my share?
We'll talk about now after the interview.
I've listened to some of your songs, I've watched some of your performances, and I see that everything you do, promotes advocacy, is driving change in the society. It's beautiful to see that a young person like you is doing this. But why?
Well, I feel like it's always been like an orientation of mine. I have never been a fan of oppression. I've never been a fan of seeing another man have his rights taken away from him. I think it's something I've always strongly stood against. So when it comes to working with organizations, even currently, I am the director of strategy for the advocacy movement, powered by Street Project Foundation. And I'm also the lead person for the Greatest Collective, which is a group of creatives here in Abuja using creativity as a tool for social change. And I also work with a lot of organizations like Plan Nigeria, just so many of them. The thing is, and I think it started from me right from a very young age, I've always just been that way. I can't stand another one person being like, I can't even take you oppressing me. Like I take you taking my rights away, but watching somebody else being oppressed without a voice to speak is just something that drives me crazy.
I remember one of your pictures that went viral during Answers, and you can just tell that this person will not sit and watch anybody
when I
get
sell,
oppressed.
I won't sleep because of that picture. I actually more don't talk about I'm going to talk the details before it brings up another issue or gets political. But I was so active in the Answers protest in Kogi State that it even led to my arrest to an extent. So but we thank God for life.
That's you putting your life on the line and just driving change with your art, and it's beautiful. I must commend you. Another knuckle, please.
My guy.
Okay, so let's have your fans have a feel of what you do. What do you like to do? Sing, spoken word poetry?
Like you want to perform right now?
Yeah, just on the spot, spontaneously. Just take it away. What do you want to do? Music,
Let me just
poetry.
Do poetry.
Okay. Oh, so in poetry we don't clap, we snap. So let me just have my hands ready.
What if what I say doesn't make sense?
It'll definitely make sense. It's cross, for God's sake.
Okay. I sometimes hit this threshold where my mind is possessed by the gospel of doubt. It's not that I don't believe. I just wonder, why am I supposed to believe? Believe in God and believe in man, believe in you and believe in myself. But am I really here and are you really there? When we cry out, does God really hear? Is everything just a figment of my imagination, or am I just some wandering lost speck in an endless void, or does my existence really have meaning? But then again, am I really existing, coexisting with you? Maybe it's just the lights, or I'm just self-absorbed, consumed by this curse of hunger and restlessness, this desire to make a mark, yet I know not of what use it really all is. So please, help me.
Help me too. Please, I was going to do help. That. help us.
I beg. One cup of Gary.
So I need to snap. Cross, you have to tell me when to stop snapping.
You can't stop now. You can't stop now, it's okay.
I mean, I almost didn't want to stop because that was so good. I'm sure you guys felt it. I mean, it pierced through my heart. Some people are so talented. What am I even doing in my life like this?
Nothing.
But I'm sure all of you were blown away by that. And if you thought that was all, you're not even ready for what's coming. Because I want you to take us away again, but this time with music.
Oh, wow.
Are you ready? Because we are ready.
Let me sing a love song for the makeup artist, because when she was making me up, I was just staring in her eyes.
Oh,
And
like,
it inspired, like it inspired a
a
hook
song.
just now.
Oh my God. And she's watching
Yeah,
backstage.
she's watching. So I'm singing this for you.
Oh, okay. So what's I'm the backup now. What do? I just listen?
Just listen. You spoil the song.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go.
My love. A billion faces in the room. No one as pretty as you. East, west, north, and south. Nobody's close to you. I don't know where you're living. I don't know what you believe in. But when next I see you in my dreams, here's what I'll tell you. I love you.
Okay.
Love story I'll start now. People should watch out.
Okay, you
This is how
guys.
it starts.
Oh my God. I'm not going to say her name, but she's blushing. I can't see her. She's blushing. This is a very beautiful love story because I was going to ask him, is love in the books for him? But I think it just started
Just now. I've been broken-hearted for a long time, but immediately she just rubbed that powder on me.
That was
it. Gone.
Congratulations, wedding girls. Okay, so we've seen. I was going to. Let's talk about filmmaking.
We'll play a clip of my film after this.
You look down at the chair, it's all milky, messed up in your greatest fear, and now remorsefully reminiscing. You wonder, why is it still here? Because the pastor laid hands on your hair. You even had to pray so hard with your hands in the air, like you just don't care.
So maybe just tell us a little about your acting career, because I know you've been in some films too.
Yeah. So over time, I featured in a couple of feature films and short films mostly. I've mostly worked on short films and mostly my stuff. I've barely worked with big producers except on crew basis. That's working because I work as a gaffer too on sets. And so I've worked on films like Career, which was a big VCA awarded series, Hausa series. For my personal films, I've worked on films like Glitches, Toast. Both of these films can be found on YouTube. Bedlam is also on YouTube. And I'm currently I directed a film that's getting premiered on the 17th of April and was produced by M-Switch Studios. It's really a big deal. Would have industry experts like Kunle Remy, Kayode Kasum, and men like this coming through for the premiere on the 17th at Silverbed Cinemas. So,
okay, I was going to ask you to give me a sneak peek, or give us.
I'll give you like a 10-second sneak peek.
But yeah. But you've done that already.
Yeah.
So at this juncture, I'd just like you to talk to people who want to go into the creative industry like you. I mean, a lot of people say that creatives are hungry people. But how is it looking now in the economy? Judging by today's economy, how is it looking?
Okay, well, I think everybody is a hungry person, depending on how you place yourself in whatever industry you are in. That's what changes the state of your hunger. I mean, for me, as a creative artist, there were times when I was hungry. There were times when I could barely even pay for my transport to go and perform. You understand? There were times when it was really, really hard. And I mean, it's still hard some days, but I feel like one of the things you need to do as a creative is to realize that you need to grow beyond just being a talented person. I mean, I take courses on business. I take courses on production. I take courses on social advocacy. I take so many types of courses and I learn so much about everything because I feel like all of these things would in some way contribute to growing you as an artist, because if you depend on just talent, you're wasting your time, honestly, because yes, talent can only take you as far. And even if it blows you up, you won't be able to sustain it with just talent. So for me, I feel like it's hard. Yes. We're hungry. Yes. But if you can place yourself in the right path and stay consistent with it, trust me, you'll get your dividends.
Of course, now that you said this, it really makes sense because, I mean, a couple of times I hear people say that creatives are paid with exposure. And I don't understand, how does exposure buy me food?
Exposure will buy fufu.
So what do you have to say to those people that think that, we are giving a big stage, just come do your thing and you'll be found from the crowd?
I think it's an insult to creativity to use those words. I feel like if you tell me that I can't pay you, but please, can you come perform at my event, or can you come do this thing for me? It should be left for me to now say, okay, let me think about doing it. You get that. But when you make it seem like it's a privilege, like I've turned down performances in like really big venues, I've turned down performances for big venues just because of the fact that you make it look like you are giving me a platform, or you are giving it's a privilege. I don't think it's a privilege, because I'm worth my salt, and everything I do, I know I'm worth it. So yeah.
He's worth his salt, and everything he does, he's worth it. At the end of the day, Cross, I mean, exposure cannot buy us food.
For sure. You know, if you pay
You
transport,
know, if you pay transport, what are you saying? Don't worry, we'll give you the big stage. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do jack. So if you're that person, Cross and
Cross and I, I am
we are
Cross.
saying Cross and I,
Please
me and
pay
Cross,
your
us
artists.
together.
Pay
As
artists. Pay them. Thank you.
before you run, because I know you want to run away.
Okay.
What new project should we expect this year or next year? Anytime soon?
Well, when I think musically, we should be expecting something soon. Although I can't say when yet, because I feel like the beginning of this year was a very tough time for me. It was really, really tough the first few months of this year. So I feel like there's so much I want to talk about that I will be passing across in my music, and it's real soon. So stay in tune.
Stay locked.
Yes, stay locked.
You have an Abuja background, right? I know that Abuja has a big role in your music, in your art, everything you do.
Yeah.
But how is the market for creatives generally? I mean, we hear that Lagos is the space for entertainment. How is it down here in Abuja?
Well, the truth is, it can't be taken away. Lagos is the capital of entertainment in the whole of Africa, not just even Nigeria. I mean, that's factual. There is no city in Africa that beats Lagos. That's factual. But the thing is, I feel like you can be a king wherever you are. Take, for instance, Odumodu Black is already showing that. I mean, yes, he goes to Lagos, but the truth is, if Davido comes to, there was this tweet that, I've forgotten who made that tweet, where it was like, if Davido, Wizkid, whoever comes to Abuja cannot host a show without most likely bringing Odumodu to the show, because this is like the king of Abuja, that kind of thing. So I feel like, yes, the climate here is tough for a creative because it's not as saturated as Lagos, so there isn't as many opportunities. But I also think it presents a virgin land that can be cultivated. The fact that entertainment, creativity, media is still growing in Abuja, it gives an opportunity to people to be frontiers and front runners, to like stake their claim in the space before it becomes as big as it could be, because I'm sure that Abuja is growing. Definitely growing.
Take their stakes, take their claim, everything is poetry. Okay, but do you have any other business apart from all of this?
Business.
I mean, you were talking about taking business courses. So I'm thinking
when I say I take business courses, it's not because I'm an entrepreneur. It's because I feel like even music itself is a business.
Yeah,
entertainment is a business.
So my question is, aside
Do
from
I
all
have a
of
side
this, do you
business?
have a side business?
Every money I make is from media and entertainment and creativity. Every single dime I've made in my life, apart from the days when I carried block to record song. There was this period
You have this story too.
there was a period I worked in the block industry for like a month to record one song. But the crazy part is the money wasn't even enough. I had to still borrow an ad to record the song. But no, every money I make, every dime that sustains me is from creativity. That's because I am not just, like I said, like in filmmaking, I'm not just an actor. I also work as a light guy. I work in sound. I work with a lot of things within filmmaking because I learned these things. I'm an audio engineer. When it comes to music, I'm not just an artist. I produce, I mix. So I make money from this too. When it comes to poetry, I write poetry. I sell my poetry online. I sell it on Your Quotes. I sell poetry on Upwork. So basically, everything I do is within creativity, but I just find ways to make money out of each one.
So, Cross, this is you saying that there is money in...
Yes, there's money in everything, man.
In this
specifically, but yes, there is.
Okay, so this is my last question to you, Cross. Okay. What advice do you have to aspiring young people who would like to use their creative talent, to drive social advocacy?
I think I'll give two advices. I'll break them aside. Now, one is stay consistent. I mean, anything you choose to do, if there's one thing I've learned is it might get hard. It's never rosy. It might get really tough, but if you stay consistent, trust me, like the miracles meet you along the way. Miracles are not sudden occurrences. It builds up. If Zacchaeus wasn't climbing the sycamore tree, he probably wouldn't have seen Jesus. Or if Bartimaeus wasn't crying out, Son of David, help me, Jesus wouldn't have heard him. And I'm sorry I'm using those biblical references, but
Pastor's
yeah,
chair.
the point I'm just trying to make is consistency places you on a path to meet with success. So stay consistent. And then the second part of the advice, because you specifically said people who want to make music and make art for social advocacy, is network. I mean, see, I know all of us are antisocial. I know all of us don't really like people, and people can be annoying. I know that, but trust me, all of your blessings are inside people. So network, meet people, grow your network, grow your circle, keep growing, keep meeting people, keep infiltrating circles and leaving your value there. And trust me, it will come back for you in double fold.
And who knows, maybe you'll be my next guest on The Plug. This is how we wrap it up on today's episode of The Plug. I've had the best time sitting and talking with Crosswordz. Trust me, I've learned a thing or two, and I can't even wait to hit the studio. I mean, the vibe he gave me just made me understand that I too have this inner talent. Maybe I've not cultivated it. And you should do the same thing. Until I come your way again, this is Peace Out, and my name is Chinatuoji. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms displaying on your screen right now. Bye.